Okay, so hello everyone. Like, goddamn, my head looks like extra big today, but whatever. Oh, I probably should have like threw this in the dryer. Oh well, whatever. I don't care. It's like 11:57 anyway. It's like late, whatever. I'm just like trying to get this week's video out because I'm super busy and I don't have my video for this week yet. So anyways, today we're gonna be doing another shop with me video. Honestly, I don't remember how much you guys enjoyed the last one, but I'm here doing one again because I don't have anything else to do. So this time I wanted to switch it up, and this time we are going to do a shop with me, not only on Mercari Japan, but also Korean Twitter. Korean Twitter is a place that I always talk about, and you guys are always asking me, like, what is it? How does it work? I'm not gonna go into like logistics and like into full detail on how to buy from Korean Twitter, but I'm gonna kind of like talk you through my steps and kind of like give you some tips to get started and then self-teach yourself. I just wanna say from Mercari Japan, I am going to be using Bai, but this time this video is not sponsored. I promise. I am just going to be using Bai just to buy a few things. Now let's like go ahead and go over my wish list really quick. At the time of me, I'm trying to pull it up on my laptop over here, but at the time of me filming this video, so I really only need Subin's Crown broadcast, which I'm not too worried about, only because I'm super bummed that originally what happened was, I don't know if y'all can see my wish list, but there is 5 that is missing, and I originally had bought those for like a really good price in a set, and for some reason that like disappeared, like poofed into thin air, so don't have that unfortunately, and I don't really want to deal with that right now. Maybe the runaway broadcast if I do see that for a good price. So for on K-Twit, the main cards that I am looking for is Hoodie Subin Lucky Draw. That is the only lucky draw that I need, and it's like kind of annoying because, okay, so what happened was, I don't know if I'm like over here enough, but what happened was that I had basically come to terms with the fact that I was just gonna have to like do replicas for the lucky draws because lucky draws are so expensive. But then like I found someone selling damaged lucky draws, which for Korean Twitter, like damage is really just like a scratch, and I can live with a scratch. And I got like a steal on some lucky draws, and so now I'm like, okay, well if I have that lucky draw, like I can't have not official lucky draws for other ones. So I don't know what I'm gonna do for Bumkyu yet, but for Subin, I have bought 5 of his selfie, or not 5, but 4 of his selfie lucky draws. The only one I'm missing is Hoodie Subin, and we are going to be looking for that today. But the only thing is that like with Korean Twitter, like it's so stressful because like things come and go so fast. So other than that, I'm really only looking for the Eternity lucky draws like Bumkyus, and then also for Mercari Japan, we're going to be looking for the drama stuff. I need the Tower Records flyers still, as well as the Wow Wow cards. So that's what I'm looking for mainly. What we're gonna do is, I don't know if y'all heard last time, but like last time my laptop literally sounded like that shit was about to fly off my desk, and like the fans were running. So what we're gonna be doing today is we're gonna be using my phone. So here we have Korean Twitter, and I talk about Korean Twitter like it's like some space for Twitter that's like completely hidden, and it's really not. I feel like I've said this in so many videos, but it really is just you search for things in Hangul. So these are all the saved searches that I have. If you're wondering how you get saved searches, is that like on desktop you can type in a search, save it, and then it'll pop up. But these are all my saved searches. A lot of them are repetitive. A lot of them are variations of different search words. The ones that I will start you off with are polka, which is essentially what the short term is for a photo card. So this right here is Red Velvet polka, which is photo card like I said. All you really need to do is search in Hangul for your group. So obviously if I'm looking for Red Velvet, I wouldn't type in like Red Velvet in English and then put polka, which stuff will probably come up, but you'll definitely get more searches if you put it in Hangul. And then I always go to latest search to see what people are posting recently, and then I would scroll. So the weird thing about Korean Twitter is that like the rules really get thrown out. Like all the buying rules that you know with US sellers and stuff like that, basically forget about them, because Korean Twitter is weird in that a lot of sellers will make burner accounts and they will just post their thing, and then after they sell it, they will most likely delete it. So not a lot of them have actual like previous transactions on their account. So while I know like if that was an account with on Instagram or something, like people would think that's sus, but like on Korean Twitter, like that is just a normal thing that people do. Also, a lot of things on Korean Twitter are quote your own price for more expensive things. So album photo cards and stuff, most of the times it will just have a price, but most of the time, like for soup and lucky draws, it usually is quote your own price. So another keyword that I look up is also transfer, which is basically like means that the person is selling it. So this is a very important tip, is that Korean sellers will not ship to the US. Occasionally people will find sellers who will ship to the US, but most of the time they don't. They will only ship to a Korean address. No matter like how much you beg them. A lot of them are like kind of like rude, I'm gonna be real with you, but they won't ship to the US. And honestly, it's kind of like not worth it anyway, because think about it, if I'm buying one photo card, it's not worth it to have them like send it tracked and like EMS and everything for that one card to the States. So you have to have a Korean address. I get my Korean address through Pasteable or Korgu, and then you also, most of them won't take PayPal. Now, you will find sellers who will take PayPal and will ship to the US, but those are really, really rare. Most of the sellers I've dealt with are only people who accept bank transfer and then also will only ship to a Korean address. So for all of that stuff, for the bank transfer stuff, I use Pasteable for that. I recommend Pasteable. And so let me just put a disclaimer out there so that like nobody's mad at me that I didn't say this, but when you're doing bank transfer, it's bank transfer and there is no protection against your money. So basically, if you get scammed, you will get scammed. Like there's no way to like open up a case or anything. So buy from Korean Twitter at your own risk. If you message Pasteable and are like, hey, so the seller scammed me, they will not do anything about it. They will not help you out. The only way to get your money back through that stuff is to go to Korea yourself and file a police report, okay? And like if you open up a PayPal case against Pasteable, that's like opening them up against Pasteable and not like the actual seller, and Pasteable will actually ban you from their service. And I've gotten scammed before, and there's really only so many measures that you can take to make sure that a seller is not scamming you. Like for me personally, the steps that I take is I will ask for certification, and they'll usually be like, okay, so what do you want on the certification? I'll be like, okay, can you write my username, can you write the time and the date? And that usually is good enough for me. And then when they send their bank account info, I will also look up the numbers on Twitter, because generally when people do get scammed by a seller, they will post their bank information so that other people know not to buy from the person. Now, is this gonna guarantee you absolutely not being scammed? No, it's not. There's literally been instances where I followed both those things, nothing came up when I searched their bank account info, and got scammed by a seller. So sometimes you just have to be the first one to, be scammed by the seller, and that obviously sucks. But I will say that if you're starting off buying on Korean Twitter, just experiment with a little, some low ticket items, don't go and buy a $100 Polaroid right off the bat, unless that's really what you want to do. And that's really just all the information I'm going to leave you with. You are free to go to Pasteable and figure that out yourself. But enough of the rambling. We're gonna go in here. This is TXT transfer, and we're gonna see what is in here. So far, I don't see anything good. Also, I'm gonna be scrolling really fast, so I'm sorry. But, okay, there's this post. So they just have a bunch of fan live PCs. Ooh, actually, okay, I already have my jelly heating on the way, so I won't look at that. Also, the prices on K2it are very hit or miss. Most of the time, things are cheaper on here, but I feel like TXT is generally cheaper in the US than it is on K2it. I don't know how that works, but for a Velvet at least, and for majority of things, it usually is cheaper on Korean Twitter. So, actually, let me show you, okay? So, let's go to my search for signed albums. This says Red Velvet signed album, but we'll just do signed albums in general. I'm gonna show you how cheap this stuff is on here. So like this is about $80, and what the translation is present at least 8 means that please offer me at least 80,000 won. So whenever you see a number, let's say the number is 8.0, which it is in this case, but they just put 8, that means 80,000 won. I don't know like what you need to multiply it by, because I tried to figure that last time and my brain like literally went into overdrive. But like, let's say if something is 0.4, then that is 4,000 won. I don't know what you multiply it as, I like to get the number, but if somebody can figure it out, please leave it down below. So like for this example, this NCT Dream We Are Young promo album, I'm assuming, this is 7.0, which means 70,000 won, which is about $70. If you just want to do a quick little conversion, I'm gonna go ahead and scroll through here. So like this person, I don't think they're selling, but they're posting about their golden child little signed Polaroid moment, which good for them. There's this BTS album. BTS is fucking expensive on Korean Twitter too. I don't know how expensive BTS is in the US, but like for example, they're selling these 3 autographed albums for $1,000. So this is like one of them. Wait, why does it say 3? I don't see 3 albums. But they are only selling one for $350, but if you want to buy all 3, then they'll sell it for $1,000, which is like literal insanity. We have this Tay PC, a lot of BTS promos, wow. Okay, so I'm not really, well, I am in the market for a Red Velvet promo, but trust me, I've been checking the tags. I don't really ever see them. And let's see. Y'all know the promos that I'm looking for are the red, day 1, day 2, and that's really it. So as you can see, the searches are dry or whatever, so we're not gonna go in there. K2 is very hit or miss, okay? So you really just have to like kind of stake it out and wait for things to pop up. So what I do throughout the night is I will just check K2, which I know is like literal insanity, like get a job, bitch. But I will sit here and I will check K2 regularly, because that's how you find good things. Like my Joy Polaroid had been up for like 3 minutes or so when I had messaged the seller, and if I had caught it any later, it would have been sold by then. So that's why I'm always checking, because sometimes you'll find like amazing deals. This is not an amazing deal. They're selling this Memories PC for $70, which is literal insanity. But yeah, we're only looking for hoodie Subin. Really, that's the only thing I'm trying to spend my money on, so I don't really see anything. But let me give you a tip. For me personally, I always message Korean sellers on burner accounts. And the reason why I message them on burner accounts is because these Korean sellers are like, they have 0 patience, okay? And I know it sounds like I'm coming for them, but like this is really just facts. So like they have 0 patience, they do not fuck around, and if you sometimes don't reply to them within like 2 seconds or even before they send the message, they will get mad at you and they will block you. So what I do is I make burner accounts so that I can search on my main account, like on Chaebomnim, and save all my searches and be able to go through the tags and not miss anything. And then like if the seller has me blocked, then they only have me blocked on my burner account, and I can always just like make a new burner account. And that's what I actually do, is I like, if I feel like I've been using a burner account for too long, then I will just like delete it and then go make another one. Just like have a fresh start or whatever. So that is a no. I don't know if anybody else does that, but yeah, like just Korean sellers have 0 patience. And like, let me show you this Korean seller that was like spamming me yesterday. So basically what had happened, so let me explain a little story time, okay? This is a Korean seller, and I offered them $45 for this Bumgyu lucky draw. And then this message says, oh, like I'll sell it for 5.35, which is about like 53,500 won. And so I was like, oh, like, okay, I'll buy it for that price, essentially. And then I was like, can you send certification? And so whenever I message these Korean sellers, by the way, I forgot to include this in my tips earlier, but always message them in Korean, because most of the time, or sometimes, they won't message you just because you message them in English, and like they hate dealing with foreigners, okay? I won't even lie, 9 times out of 10 they will clock your Papago Korean translation thing, which by the way, Papago is a Korean translating app. So that one is more accurate than Google Translate. So I highly recommend that you use that. Anyways, moving on. So I said, can you send certification, which is essentially proof. That's what I type into Papago though. And then they're like, oh, you know, actually like somebody sent me an offer for 5.5, which is like 55,000 won, which I know isn't a lot more. That's like $1.50 more, but like, okay, these sellers, they will like take any money that they can get, which, okay, whatever, I respect it. But anyways, I was just like, okay, because I was like annoyed because I know that nobody offered them that, you know, like 9 times out of 10 when these people are saying like, oh, you know, like I got offered this by this person, it's a gamble, because sometimes they will tell you that just to see if you will go higher, right? And it's a risky thing. That's why I called it a gamble, because sometimes there has been cases where I told a seller that I wasn't interested anymore, and then somebody actually bought it for the price that they told me. But then there was other times where somebody told me, let's say I bid like $5 on something, but then another person bid 7 and the seller is telling me that somebody else bid 7. Then I'm like, okay, I'll pass. Then you wait a few minutes and the seller will reach out to you and be like, hey, the deal is broken, like, which essentially means like the buyer backed out. And so I'll sell it to you for $5, right? Because they're just trying to see how much money they can get out of you. I also had an experience like that last night with a Subin lucky draw. I was trying to buy it for, let's say $15. And then they were like, oh, sorry, like actually somebody offered me like $16 and then never responded. And then they were like, so are you gonna buy it? And I was like, no, like I'm not gonna offer like $16. And then they were like, oh, but the deal's broken, so like I'll sell it to you. I did not end up buying it from them though, because I just think like sellers like that are annoying. But let's see. So this seller said that somebody offered them a higher price, and I was like, I don't really want it anymore. Like I'm fine. This message right here that I sent at 10:47 literally says, no, I'm fine, I don't want it. And then they kept messaging me like saying like, okay, do you want it for this price? Do you want it for this price? Do you want it for this price? And they even went so far as to like send me proof that I didn't ask for. Like, I don't want it anymore at this point. And then they were just like spamming me, and so I blocked them. Don't spam me. Like, first of all, I was asleep, and two, like I don't want it anymore, and I already told you that. But yeah, anyways, sometimes I'll switch up the searches to see if there's anything good. Like right now I'm looking, I only have TXT transfer saved, but let's go into like TXT Polka to see if there's anything in here, and I doubt there will be anything good in here. It's generally the same thing, but sometimes you can find like 1 or 2 things that are different. But no luck, really. It's a bummer. I know I'm scrolling really fast, but I know what I'm looking for is the reason. So here we have some like album PCs, light stick PCs. And right now I'm kind of thinking it's time that we go on Mercari Japan, just because there's really nothing on here that I want. I think it's time that we transition. I basically just gave y'all like a whole little rundown of Korean Twitter, but we are on Buy and you can see some things that I've already been looking at. I'm looking down, by the way, at my laptop. But see, like I really need his little lucky draw postcard from Still Dreaming, but this price is a little steep. But I did find his other one for $15, so I am looking respectfully. And then I also need his Eternity lucky draw. 50 is kind of a little intense because I saw his on K-Twit the other day for $25, but I am also looking respectfully at that. I will say something that I do want to do is kind of branch off into 17 Japanese photo cards. I don't know if I'm gonna full on buy these, but I'm going to look respectfully. The sets that I think are super, super cute are Fallen Flower and Happy Ending. I really like the carrot version of the Happy Ending card, but I really like Fallen Flower because of his little like orangish pinkish hair. Like I think his hair in that is so cute. So I think I might look around for that today. Oh, look, you already have like my little pre-saved Woozy search in here. I'm gonna have to do that thing again, I'm so sorry, where I make the screen absolutely huge. This has a lot of cards actually, only for $35. That's like kind of insane, like what the heck? Okay, anyways, moving on. We're just gonna browse a little bit. There's some 24-hour cards. They're cute, but they're not what I'm looking for right now. Oh my god, I'm so freaking blind. My god. Let's just get more specific with our search. Let's just put happy ending in here and let's see what comes up. So somebody's selling his carrot card for $32, $30. That's kind of insane. I don't know why the carrot versions of the cards are more expensive. I'm assuming you have to like be a fan club member in order to buy that version of the album. But y'all let me know just in case I'm wrong. The set is cute, but do I really want the whole set? Actually, I really do like the cards of him with the tie. So if I could find like a listing, because I really just want the flower card, like really this one. Ooh, $55, that's very tempting. Like people are probably gonna be like, you're gonna pay $55 for that? And the answer is yes, I am. Look at this! See, I can get like, oh, well that's only one, but I can get like some of his happy ending, some of his falling flower cards in here, which is cute, but I think $18 is a little expensive for that because most of that is just trading cards. I think it's a lost cause. A lot of the listings are like getting repetitive. A lot of them are just for trading card little moments, and that's not really what I'm looking for right now. So we're gonna go to Fallen Flower. I think it's like Fallen without the G, but who knows? Yes, it is indeed. Can we find a set of his Falling Flower PCs? Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. In an ideal world, yes. Oh my god, imagine if we found a set with his Falling Flower PCs and the happy ending ones. Like, that would be so powerful. Ooh, this for $20, like 2 of the cards isn't terrible because Japanese cards tend to be expensive, but also I feel like these cards really aren't worth that much. Like, I can buy 2, ooh. Too bad those are 2 duplicate cards because I definitely would have bought that. But I bet like I've scrolled probably like past them, but I haven't seen them because I'm blind. And I'm trying not to like scroll in on the screen, but I'm gonna have to. I'm so sorry. So I know I should just wear glasses for this, but I don't want to. So we're just getting to a bunch of like empty jewel cases and a lot of HMV pre-order benefits is what I'm seeing. So I need Subin's Wow Wow card, and I also need Bumkyu's. And Bumkyu's flyer as well. If I could find like his flyer and his Wow Wow card, that would be ideal. But maybe we won't. Who knows? So I remember looking on here a few days ago. $60, that's expensive. I saw someone selling Subin's Wow Wow card with his flyer, which I already have his flyer, but the pricing for it was like not terrible. Honestly, I don't see it, but maybe if I just typed in like Wow Wow, it'll come up. See, there it is. That's not too bad. Like the postcard, the flyer, and the PC. I'll think about it. By the way, everything that I want to buy is like $50. Like, hello. Sometimes like not everything is available on Buyee, so I'm gonna go on actual Mercari Japan and I'm gonna see if there's anything in the TXT searches that Buyee does not have that you know, Mercari Japan potentially has. So far not really seeing anything on here. I won't even lie to y'all. I feel like the searches always get dry when I start looking at them. Like the searches like were kind of juicy a few days ago and yesterday, but for some reason the world is against me. They don't want me to produce a good video. The fuck produce? Make a good video for y'all, but I'm looking for some Bumgyu stuff. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find Bumgyu's name. I'm gonna find a listing with his name. And I think I found it right here. That's his name in Japanese, I just remember it. So we're gonna see if there's anything cute in the Bumgyu searches. I don't think there's anything I need. His Eternity postcard. Ooh, I also do need this little Magic Hour postcard, but not for $14. I do need his Tower Records flyer as well, and his drama flyer. But just like Bumgyu, it's annoying because Bumgyu like is an expensive member in Japan. Ooh, kind of looking respectfully at that. That's expensive for the Eternity little Lucky Draw Polaroid, $70. They usually go for like 40 or 30 on Korean Twitter. Okay, I was looking at this. the other day, and this is such a cute little moment. I don't think I would pay $75 for this like person's fan sign page, but I think that the doodle on the photo card is the cutest thing ever. Like, so freaking cute. I almost want to buy it, but I'm just like, I can do that shit myself. Like, if I really wanted that, like, I could just doodle that shit. So, we're just gonna look away and pretend that we don't see that. I do need some of his album PCs, so maybe we could do that. I still need his Still Dreaming flyer. I still need all his flyers, actually. Let's go on eBay. You know, that's a site that I never go on, is eBay. Let's look up TXT photo card Weverse, and let's see if anything comes up. Sorry, my blind ass, like I said, it's gonna have to zoom in. No, there's no Weverse pobs. When I talk about, like, you know, Weverse, I mean like the Weverse pre-order benefits for like the cards of them in the suits or whatever. So, nothing really good in here. Nope, nothing. TXT broadcast for 100. That's expensive. Okay, let me just compare some prices for y'all real quick. These are $150 and $100 on here. I got two Subin and Bumkyu, who are known to be expensive members. I got both of those Blue Hour ones from Korean Twitter for a total of like $50. Both of them, like together. $80 for a Tower Records flyer. Am I reading this correctly? Because this person is not seeing heaven. Like, this person is going to jail. So, anyways. Okay, hello everyone. So it's actually the next day that I'm filming this video because the searches were hella dry last night. So this person has Hidi Subin, and I am going to go ahead and send this to my spam account, and then we'll message them from my spam account. So we're going to message them. What does it say? Okay, we gotta be quick. It's been up for 4 minutes. I feel like it's already been too much time. And so usually I used to type out messages that would be like, hey, will you take this price? But now I just started offering the prices like straight up because I'm lazy. So let's offer them 11, which I won't tell y'all what that is, but if you caught on, then you know what that is. So I woke up and Pat sent me this listing, and I didn't get the other one, by the way, because I offered $120, let's say, and they didn't accept my offer, which is literally insane, like how much I'm gonna have to pay for this card. Pat sent me this today, and if y'all can read, this shit says 18.0, which is $180. This person is going to jail, so I'm never gonna get this card. So that's a little mini update on this thing. So I said I was gonna check in with y'all, so that's the mini update. I guess this video is technically a flop because I didn't get this, but I did end up buying that Subin little drama moment. So that was it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed. I hope that you guys got the info that you needed on Korean Twitter to get yourselves started. Thanks everyone for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys are hope you're all having a great weekend or whatever. I'm still really struggling with thesis and all of that stuff, but y'all don't really care about that. So peace out everyone, love you. 1, 2, 1, 2 이면은 좋다 녹화 있어 들어가는데도 쿵쿵하니 내가 알고 벌써 늦게 하고 싶어 You're welcome for the outro music. I know y'all miss Attaboy.